When did you first hear about Eazy-E, like growing up?
When I first heard about him?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was, shit, I don't know. I don't even know how old I was, but what I do remember is I was bumping Ice-T 6 in the morning. And, you know, I thought that was the greatest thing that I had ever heard as far as hip-hop was going. And then my brother came to me. I remember we were sitting in the parking lot waiting on my moms and pops to come out of the grocery store. And my brother came to me and said, man, if you think that's the lick, you need to check out this cat Eazy-E. And so he played, he had it on a cassette tape. And he played the song, I think it was Boys in the Hood. And, you know, when I heard that, I just, man, I thought like, okay, well then that's the realest of the realest right there. And then, you know, it wasn't nothing sounding like that. It wasn't nobody sounding like that. It wasn't no music recorded like that. No lyrics recorded like that. And, you know, from that point on, man, I was in the game. You know what I mean? And I just remember following, man, you know, Eazy and the albums that came out and the N.W.A projects and the N.W.A records that came out. And I remember I was working at the Warehouse Records in Fontana at the time. I was working at Warehouse Records. And every time that N.W.A, you know, dropped the album and it was coming through, you know, and I opened up boxes and I saw new N.W.A product, man, you know, I mean, it was just the greatest feeling to me, man. I mean, those dudes made the best records, you know, in hip-hop, man. They changed the game for the whole face of hip-hop.
I just remember one time we were filming MC Ren's Call It What You Want, and we're in Van Nuys Airport, and we're flying this hello helicopter around, and Eazy's watching, and then after we shot that scene, we wanted to crane through a window, and the guy at the airport goes, I can't let you break that window. And I said, well, we'll pay for it. And Eazy walks in and goes, we're gonna break the motherfucking window with or without your permission.
There you go again. You're nosy and shit.
He always said, might as well.
Might as well.
I don't know where he got that accent. It's like, he's from Compton, but he sounds like he's from the South.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just got here and everything, and we'll check it out in a minute.
He just had such a funny way of asking you to give a lot more than you were giving. You know, he was, get a water truck in here. Water up those girls. And have a wet t-shirt contest. Might as well. And we did it.
Little mini bikes, you know what I mean? The lawnmower mini bikes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry I didn't go. You know, like I said, I was just too busy and shit. Toker fucking, you know, he did what he wished with his day, you know. But Toker would go over to the Eazies and they'd get in the riverbed and they'd hop on these mini bikes and they'd fucking ride for hours and hours and hours. You know.
That's nice.
And it's funny because after, you know, E passed, I remember one day me and Toker, we were fucking gambling at some casino or something. We won a bunch of money. And we went to, I don't know, Western Auto or somewhere. We bought like 4 or 5 mini bikes. And we kept it moving, you know. We would go to the riverbed and just fucking ride.
Say one time we were at the house in Norwalk, and some kids, you know, had came to the door. One kid knocked on the door and was like, does Eazy-E live here? And his bodyguard turned and was like, yo, E, it's some kid. So he walked to the door and was like, yo, the kid ran off. He then came back with a gang of other kids. And I was looking at these cards. Eazy had these cards made, like, remember the old baseball cards? When you flip them one way, they switch and change faces? He had this one where he was looking around the door, and then you flip it, and then he turned into a demon holding a rat. You remember that? It was like, ugh. And he gave it to the little girl, man, and signed it. And I was salty. I was like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? I wanted that. So then later on, everybody's out in front riding skateboards and stuff, right? And he got his shirt out, you know, big belly, hair wild and whatnot. He say, hold on, cousin. And he runs in the house. So we all out in front chilling. You can see him running down the hallway, right? You can see him running down the hallway. He throws his skateboard up in the air and jumps up on him, my nigga, like the white boys do. Woo woo, clack clack, comes down on the sidewalk. I was like, this nigga bored and whatnot.
He did it?
Yeah, real shit. Real shit.
What it do, y'all? This Cocaine. When I first met Eazi, was like in 89 going into 1990. Above the Law got signed through Lay Law. That's who actually landed me the deal at Ruthless Records. And you know, meeting Eazi for the first time was amazing because he had a calm demeanor, but he was on point. He was sharp about his business. In the street terms, he was a real nigga. And the corporate terms, you know, he was a real businessman, but in the godly terms, he was a real person. And you know, without Eric, I don't think I would be here this long. So, you know, big ups to Eazi-E, and that's how I first met Eazi.
This is the official Eazi-E jersey. Yep, I stole it out of Eazi-E's office back in the days. And Eric, I was like, oh, I got your jersey. He was like, oh, that's nothing. Yep. This is the official, authentic baseball jersey. And back in the days when I used to go in the office, Jerry Heller fucking white ass would be sitting up there with his deuce like, yeah, I got this for you when you come in the office. He's like, you's a real gangster bitch. I'm like, so what, motherfucker? You don't have to have your motherfucking gun on your desk like I'm about to do. He's like, no, you know, you guys fucking make me nervous. You know, Jerry Heller, he was cool with that motherfucker, was scared in a motherfucker of us. When we come in there, he'd be like, here come them LA bitches. Oh my God, I'm just, you know, fucking call the twins, stand at the door. You know, I'm like, why are you guys doing this? Eazi-E signed us, you feel me? So yeah, I stole this from Eric, but I did tell him and he wasn't mad no more. But this is Eazi-E's real jersey, rest in peace.
Well, one time we were in his, he had a white 64 with no hydraulics. Somehow, it was clean though, really not with sounds. The first time I ever heard Black Superman was in that car. And I remember I fell in love with the song because it was so bumping in that white car, bro. So this one night, I guess he took it somewhere to get picked up and he tells me, he throws me the keys to his Mercedes-Benz. His big 700, whatever, 600, whatever. Back then it was the big body one. He goes, Julio, take my car home. Follow me back to the house. This is back into the valley. So he's driving the white lowrider. So I'm going down 101 and I'm getting off on Topanga Canyon Boulevard. Because that's where he lived on, he had a spot that was on, he lived up Topanga Canyon going up the hill. When I'm taking the turn getting off, the brakes, bro, there's no brakes on this fucking Benzo. I mean, literally, man. I must have fallen to the floor, bro. Like, just barely missed the guardrail, dog. And I'm like, I still remember the moment. I remember my heart was like, oh my God, I'm gonna crash this guy's, not only his car, but I'm gonna crash. And I was panicked, man. So I made it. I mean, barely, bro. I thought I hit the thing, right? So I get it, curves out. Eazi was behind me. He pulls up next to me and my face is white. He pulls up next to me and I'm like, yo, man, how come you didn't tell me? Hey, man, I forgot to tell you this shit ain't really got no brakes. I mean, I'm on Topanga Canyon Boulevard. I'm like, dog, this is $100-something car. You ain't no fucking brakes. Like, man, take this shit to the service. Yo, man, I gotta take it to the service. I mean, that's the kind of, you know, and then I was like, man, when we got to the house, I was like, damn, that's fucked up, Eric, man. Man, I done fucked that car. Man, I got insurance, man. I got insurance. That's how it was, bro. He just, I don't know, it just didn't mean nothing to him. I remember one time he tells me, we're driving, he had a white Jeep, what you call it? Not the Liberty, but the Cherokee. And he loved that white Cherokee, bro. And I used to wonder why he drove it so fucking much. Because he had a Benzo, he had a white, beautiful 8-something, whatever, beige, BMW. He had all kind of cars. And he tells me one day driving, he goes, man, you know this is my favorite car? Really? This is your favorite? And I like it, you know, this is your favorite car? Really? It's my favorite car, man. Had all them cars, man. I don't know why, man. I just like this car. I mean, he was like such a regular guy that, like I said, it didn't really mean nothing to him. I think he was just ballered out already. He done it all early and just he's seen money and done the car things, and it was nothing to him no more. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was all kinds of stories with that dude. That guy was crazy with the cars, man. No doubt about it.
When I used to host a show, I would open up the show. Greetings, welcome to New Generations. My name is Kenema Ivor, and I remember the first time I did a taping with him and I said greetings. He bust out laughing. He just clowned me. He was like, no hip hop show is gonna open up their show with greetings. He was like, you gotta come with something harder than that. That's what I remember. And we came up with something else.
Greetings, welcome to New Generations. I'm Kenema Ivor. Yes, greetings. That's my intro. We're here on location at Audio Achievement Studio, and we
do
just...
that over?
No, this is quite good.
You say greetings.
What's that rap?
Hey, clown,
Yeah. Clown,
No, you
too,
gotta
too,
do that.
shit. You know what he said about you.
You can't come in with greetings and make you turn off the TV. Greetings.
That's fucked up. Right, okay. He's dissing us.
You gotta come with something better than greetings. Hi there.
You just can't take it like everybody.
We're back.
Okay, bust into your Michael Jackson impersonation now.
Nah, they had me fucked up. They know that was me. But greetings kill it.
Greetings kill it. Well, what should I say? You got any suggestions?
Better than something a lot better than greetings.
Something that's different.
What's happening?
What's
Back on the block, what's up? I'm on the stage.
It's going down. Yeah, that's what it's going down. That's how we should have started that bitch out. What's up? It's going down. For the 9 Quattro, we got thugs and harmony.
The first time we went out with Eazi-E, took us to a video shoot.
Oh, shit.
Down in California. It was like a whole bunch of Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? We went down there and we thinking everything cool, you know, like these Eazi homies, you know what I'm saying? We in a video shoot and these Mexican dudes, they get to fighting amongst themselves, like their own little set, they get to fighting amongst themselves and they get to like shooting at each other, like doing the video. So everybody just get to scrambling, running. We running behind E, you know, like Eazi, you know, he was like real short. He jumps up and tried to kick a door open. He jumped to kick the door, but the door didn't budge. He bounced way back, like boom, boom. So like we stuck in this garage, we can't get out. We ran the other way. Me and Wish ran out the other way. We trying to get into the van. Man, it was crazy. It was pandemonium. It was crazy.
We ended up running up La Cienega that night.
Hell yeah. Police came, helicopters. It was crazy. It was a quick taste of the LA life.
Quick. Came from, like I said, we came from Denmark, and the emphasis was more on East Coast artists, East Coast hip hop artists over here, because we had a huge jazz scene back in the days. And the East Coast hip hop was more based upon jazz samples, so therefore people over here was more interested in the hip hop stuff that came out of New York. But for some reason we just loved the gangster. I mean, we loved the Above the Law, we loved the Eazi-E, the N.W.A, and that was just our thing. So therefore I guess Eazi could recognize our passion, our love for the gangster rap, for the gangster music. We also loved the other kinds of hip hop that came out of New York, but LA just had that appeal to us. We loved it, and we started working for him, and working for Eazi was, I mean, it was funny, because I mean it was the first time we actually been in that environment. I mean, and people was very surprised to see us over there, because I guess we were the first white people that was really into that part of the industry back then in 92. And I mean, they didn't really like us. I mean, Eazi liked us, but a lot of other people didn't. I mean, I remember they called us Denmarks instead of coming from Denmark. So they didn't really like us particularly much. But I mean, we started producing with Eazi, and then it just spread in the water. I mean, but Eazi was just legendary, and I mean, he every time we worked with him, there would always be new stories to tell, or at least new stories to be around. Because I mean, I remember Eazi, everybody had to be smoked in. That was like the main thing. Right? If you hadn't been smoked in, you had to be smoked in by E. And I remember him always having a a liking for licorice paper for some reason. And I had got smoked in, you know, and, you know, like everybody. And now it was my homie's turn, Jasper. And Jasper, he didn't smoke that much at the time, but people was on him. And he was like, smoke some more, smoke some more. And then at the end, Jasper, he declined it and said, no, I can't smoke no more. But then a huge black dude called Charles, who didn't really like white people, he went up and took the joint and passed it to Jasper and was like, take a hit for the black man. And Jasper, he smoked like somebody was after him. And I remember him on the way home, I had to sit there and try to keep him cool with towels, and he would rest his forehead on the windshield to not to just pass out. So I mean, he liked to fuck with people, even though that we were doing business together.
I remember one time, crazy, we used to have video cameras and shit. You got the cameras and we used to shoot skits and shoot shit with guns and all that shit. I remember one time this chick came rolling down the street. I think it was yeah. She was tripping with that fool over something. And we all like just about to do it right here, and this fool come out with a big ass gun and just start shooting at her car. And so he shoot at the car anyway. He shoot at the car, she drive off. She go call the police. He was getting a curl did. He had rollers in his head. And it was funny because the sheriffs came up in there and they was like, did you do that? He was like, yeah. You know, he was like, yeah, I did it. He told them, and they was like, yeah, we got to take you to jail. And he still had rollers in his hair, getting the curl, little ass rollers. And the police was like, they found out who he was. It was funny. They was like, all right, they didn't take him right away. They was like, you can go on and finish getting your curl. They let him sit there, finish getting his curl and shit. They sitting there. He got music bumping, sitting there like a pimp getting his rollers took out and shit. Funny shit, man. That's some funny shit, which I remember. And what's cold about it, that night that shit happened, I had a tape. I was taping it on my camera. I don't know what the fuck I did with all my videos of that shit. It's crazy.
He was on stage, again, he was a mean little fuck, but off stage, he was like a little boy. It was really cool. He was like my son. We'd kick it, and he'd come to my room as opposed to going to his room, because everybody was knocking on his room to get with Eazy. And he'd come to my room because my room was off limits to everyone. And he'd come in my room and sit and lay down and talk, just like a little boy, just talk on the bed about things he'd like to do in life.
Eazy built the West Coast industry. Eric built the West Coast industry. The thing about him is that he was the ultimate homie. He never really looked at like, I'm that guy who done that. And I give you another story. Before we go, another story is really funny. Me and him was at the Columbia Bar and Grill. It's something else right now, and it was after the Grammys one night. We were out going to the Grammy parties and doing some networking. And Russell Simmons came in, and Russell Simmons was like, this is before he started the Def Jam West. And he came up to me, he said, hey man, I just want your blessings to come out here and scout groups and possibly set up a label out here. He was like, so he kind of like chuckled, like, you don't gotta ask me nothing. He said, go and do what you gotta do, Russ, like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, no, you know what I'm saying, because I respect your territory, man. He was like, oh, it's all good, man. Hey, it's a world out there's money out here, man. Come get it, man, like me. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, thank you. And it's funny now. A lot of people might not think that that's but that's how much power he had, and that's how much he cared about like giving people free reign. Now other people might take that power as like, well, you can't come out here. But Eric, he wasn't like that. That was the beauty of him. And I think that's why a lot of people, because he never got out there and said, well, I'm the godfather of gangster rapping. I'm this, and I need this title. He never done that. So no one gives it to him. They give it to other people. That try to proclaim it. They sit behind a big desk and say, well, I'm the reason this happened. I'm the reason that happened. And everyone forgets about why we all were here. Period. Why we here, why anybody got big record conglomerates and movie star deals and and people living in big cars. I mean, living in big houses, driving big cars. You know what I'm saying? So he needs that. He needs to have that credit. When it comes for me, he is the reason why any of us exist.